Hey YouTube, Jeremy Wright here, and just a moment ago I saw a happy little accident. He is mid-screen right now, and when he gets into the light you're going to see some yellow on the thin edge of this, whoa, where'd he go? Little male. And I'm quite sure that he is, it's the fish right here. I'm quite confident that he has some Endler blood in him, despite being a guppy. Now, how do we really define a species if they're a hybrid? It gets kind of fuzzy, and actually I'm writing a paper on hybrids and trying to redefine what it is to be a species right now, and some of that is even in relation to humanity. But there are some really interesting hybrids that exist in the wild. Some of them are the type of organism that has viable offspring. Some of them just aren't. And we find examples of that from Neanderthal and Homo sapien hybrids, in which many of the males seem to have been sterile, whereas the females were not. But as soon as I find this fish again, we're gonna try and, I think I'm looking at him. Yeah, I have no idea how to tell you which to look at in this mess of fish that are just bouncing around. He's right in here. Oh, there's actually a female who just gave birth and looks kind of sick in there too. I tried to catch her earlier. I may be able to right now. So I'm gonna grab my net and try to do a quick. No, she's pretty fast. No, she's gone again. Okay, so anytime you have a group of 100 or more guppies, there's gonna be one in there that is, and I don't want to say an undesirable, but it's maybe a sick fish or one that has a genetic trait that you need to cull. I just noticed one. But more importantly, I noticed a happy accident. And we're going to try to find that. There he is by himself. Hopefully this one will go into the light. And see that yellow on this guy? So he's the only fish that I've ever seen with this particular phenotype. What a phenotype is, did I follow the right one? Nope, sure didn't. So a phenotype is the genetic expression, like what we can visually see from the genetic material. There he is. So check that guy. So this is kind of a juvenile still. He's coloring up, but I've never before had or seen a guppy that looks like this particular one. He's somewhere in that mess right now. Maybe that one. There's an Indy, what we call an Indy racer. That's a Guppy-Endler hybrid also. So that dude is a common Guppy-Endler hybrid, or not a common, but what they might typically look like. Here are a couple up in this area, if we can get, there's one. But they're a different hybrid. And the other, maybe if I can, there's an Indy. So they're gonna have like a checkered flag dorsal fin, and that's why I call them Indies. And yeah, super hard to see this stuff. Maybe I'll have to take screenshots, stills, and then see if I can leave them. Ah, there we go. There's the Indy right there. Center screen. I'm trying to follow. But gosh, it's just hard. I fed these guys just about 5 minutes ago. I guess they're still kind of frenzy. So Indy. We see the little male with the sort of checkered flag dorsal fin. Now let's go back and try to find the one that I'm trying to show you. There's another, where'd he go? Right there. There's an Indy. Actually, this is more of a typical Endler guppy hybrid. That's not an Indy. That is missing the checkered flag dorsal pattern, but similar. Still similar. That's a Guppy-Endler hybrid. Okay, fine. Looks more like an Endler. There's the Indy. And I used to have an entire tank of these guys. I think it was like a 27-gallon cube. It was a 27-gallon cube. That's right. And I now have that 27-gallon tank in another room after getting it back. So yeah, that's one type of hybrid. Now where's the one with the awesome tail that's coming in? Where might we find that gup? This one's pretty cool. In this tank, a couple of years ago, there was a not only best of guppy, but best of show fish that was, I've pulled those out and I'm doing a separate breeding project with them. So, but they look more like that orange and yellow fish kind of center screen. Actually, I should probably pull that one out if I can catch it and move it over to that tank. But that one's missing a little bit of the phenotype. And again, phenotype is not the same as genotype. So genotype, for those of you who are studied in genetics or biology, you'll know that the genotype is just like your collective set of genetic information. You can typeset or identify something by its genotype. Separately, you can typeset or identify something by its phenotype, which is the genetic expression, what actually the things that are switched on and what we call expressed through the genetic material. Here's another interesting fish down here. That one's coloring up nicely. So this tank is in a point where I've had it in this house again since summer 2023, and I started with just some of my former guppies. So it was kind of a mutt colony, and I'm just trying to see what I can scavenge back out and then separate the different types of guppies out and start individual breeding projects. And that's sort of a timely task. It takes years to do that. And that's okay. I have done it before more than once, and I will do it again. I am doing it again. But in and among this, some things happened. Like somehow in this process, I guess we ended up with a female Endler in with the guppy colony. So we now have these hybrids of different types. And that's a good and bad thing. It's good and bad. They get their strengths and weaknesses, and it also kind of muddies the water, so to speak. But hybrids are not bad. They're totally valid organisms. They're wonderful. They're beautiful. So this guy kind of center screen, or two of them, hybrids. You see, three of them, hybrids. And sometimes they're just absolutely beautiful fish. And sometimes they're just total surprises, like they're wild cards. But I'm still looking for the hybrid with the yellow finnage. And it's just kind of hard to spot because, like I said, there are hundreds of fish in here. And of those hundreds, there are still many dozen that are in that juvenile stage. And there are probably only a few dozen adults in here. So we can look around and see, yeah, there are quite a few guppies in here, but they're also, you know, interdispersed in and among the overgrowth. So this is a jungle tank. A lot of you have probably seen this tank many times, but it's always changing. And I have to harvest from it pretty frequently just to keep it to the point where I can see what's going on in here. And it's like an every other week type thing. There's the sig fishy. I need to get her out. She kind of dove down. You can see there's a heater horizontal in there. She dove down kind of in that area. But I need to start catching some of these others, like that dude and the ones like them, because over time, I think that's a dominant characteristic for for the males, and I'd like to separate some of these out so they don't. That guy is similar to some of the fish that used to be in this tank. But yeah, I've now lost the one that I thought was of specific interest. And maybe I'll get lucky and, oh wow, I think I found it. Wait, now I've lost it. So when I see a flash of yellow on a male hybrid, that's what I'm honing in on. And gosh, I might just need to get a flashlight and bring it over here. But, So again, this tank is in the situation where a lot of the juveniles are beginning to color up, and I'm starting to see what the offspring are looking like, and then begin to separate them out into their different phenotypes. And when I do that, I have to separate them into smaller tanks, but it's okay. This 55-gallon is kind of a colony breeding exercise, and from that we end up with happy accidents. And that's one of the coolest things about fish breeding, especially guppies, because there's so much genetic variation as far as the phenotypes that get expressed. And what are you? What are you? Not the one closest. There was one that dove down into the plant matter. But yeah, I'm trying to specifically grab the ones that end up with a very orange pattern, and some of the mosaics and the flame mosaics, and pull them out, put them in a separate breeding area, and try to really get that going. Think I thought I saw him. There's Sick Lady. There's Sick Lady. I'm gonna try to catch her again. See what happens. No. She's not very sick, is she? Oh, so whatever. It's the third time I failed today at that. Anyway, I'm really enjoying watching these babies color up so I can see what they are, how they are, and then go through the process of trying to catch them one by one. Oh, there it is. There's that fishy. See the yellow that's coming in? That's a unique fish. I've never seen one like that before. Right there. So I'm even gonna take a screenshot when I see it. Boom, got it. Yeah, boom, got it. Boom, got it. Boom, boom. So cool. And I lost it. Ha 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 ha. Ha 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 ha. See, I just took a lot of screenshots, and hopefully we'll get our thumbnail for this video from that little guy. But otherwise, I should be doing other stuff, so I'm going to let you go, call it quits on this video. Thanks for watching. Thanks for sticking with me. I totally enjoy making aquatic videos on things like this. Totally enjoy responding to your comments, so please feel free to leave comments. Tell me what you're thinking. Tell me what you like to see. If you're so kind, give me a like or subscribe, and I'll see you in the comments. Bye, guys.